just going to say, let's win the game. Junior hasn't really been that player, though he did like post a 3.0 rating against Vagrants, I believe, in a 13-1, if I believe. So you can take what you want. Junior still in some proving ground areas as well. He'll be facing off versus Slight on the other side of the server, and we'll see what Nouns can do. Of course, recently losing some of their funding, bringing in a star player, and maybe that can take him to the house. Nouns versus Boss, taking off on Dust2.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one here. Great opportunity for both of these teams, both with a lot of opportunities. I mean, right now, like we've highlighted, kind of an unsigned organizations at the moment. You know, we're unsure of, but they're still going by Nouns, right? So I assume it's not. I guess the vote went negatively, but every matchup is a chance to prove yourself to organizations looking forward in the future. And this is a fun head-to-head because of that factor right there.
We got a 3-man B setup. Slight hopping up and down, and he will be hammered down, burned away by the flames after the goosh. You do still have Snap out towards window. He's keeping this retake. Attempt possible. He just lined up a double. Are you kidding? Snap with 2. Freshie wrapping up the site. He's got the headshot. Peeping's down. Snap, what on earth was that?
Well, that's out of the gates already. What you can see is something you have to worry about here. And Snav, I mean, Boss have gone from one fragging IGL to another here when they pick up Snav. Massive shift ups in terms of, you know, what this roster can do. But at least you kind of keep that structure pretty similar here of having an IGL that can play those active roles and deliver in them. And you can see it from the very get-go here. This pistol round going well for them. He highlighted this team, and Nouns does, I think, need a little bit more X factor. You have a lot of firepower. I think Peeping, you know, an incredible pickup, like you said, one for the future. Cryptic, he can call, he can, you know, land shots. I think Junior, to his credit here, has been getting back into that, you know, good form that we once saw him with, where he can kind of control the level that he's playing at right now. And if you can get that consistently, you can get Classy on the same page here and get him a little bit warmed up back into like Team CS. We've got a whole lot of firepower on this Nouns roster after that.
They're going to try and utilize that scout. They get one, but there needs to be a headshot there in the Snav. That M4 is going to chew up the armorless Glocks, no problem. Classia does pick up the scout next, but it's a very tentative situation here in the middle. It's not looking good for Nouns.
Got a couple of tags, but they
Block
do need the
headshot?
kills to back it up. Oh my goodness, that's Wolfie who's low HP actually.
Oh.
And Freshie is not low, and he hears Glocks around the corner, so he will swing.
Yeah, Classia pinned. Just one scout headshot, and this round could be a whole lot different. We're talking hypotheticals here. That's 2-0 for Boss.
Handling business nicely. And playing with that confidence. Yeah, I mean, a couple of nice tags there from Junior, but like you said, those headshots do all the difference. The good news is I've seen, you know, so many teams in the past do this. You do get 2 scouts in a row. You buy into it last round, you can still afford it next, and hope that then you can bring through some of those scout headshots here. But the AK's now to back it up instead of just Glocks.
You're gonna stay on the scout. You know, every round's a force buy, or rather a full buy if you just keep buying scouts. If that's your best weapon. I put 10,000 hours into the scout. Here's my result. That's a good shot from Peeping.
I got the face at level 10. Only using the scout. Here's how.
I get to IEM Dallas. I'm using the scout. Or the AK. That works too here for Rush. 2 clean headshots here for Nouns. They're going to scale up the site. Peeping gets another victorious duel. Now, they don't know Slight is on the site, but he's going to be dead as soon as he gets seen. You'd have to think. He gets 1. Down to 28, he got a 2nd. Slight fighting for his life. USP out, he got a 3rd. And Freshie wins the round. What? Slight solo on the site.
I mean, what a step up right there. The chaos and the heat of the moment. Getting pressured in. Too many bodies dropping early on for Boss. And pulling that one back with the quickness. Talk about explosive right there.
He was back turned to a player on Cat. He should have been dead. No doubt in my mind. Instead, he 180 double dinks the player flanking him. He's in an objectively terrible position on the site. He's visible from players at long, on car, coming up the ramp. I mean, for Boss, I understand the tactical. They should have lost the round. I'm sure the comms are cluttered. But what the heck? A win's a win, I guess.
A win's a win right there. You got to take it no matter how you get it. And especially at a 5v3, to be able to pull around back like that from the brink. That's a huge lifeline. Now you get Slight with an AWP off the back of it. You call on a timeout maybe to let that one sink in a little bit. I mean, that's a bonus as well from Boss in the last. So even though it requires some serious heroics and maybe some, you know, misplays there from Nouns, they get by. And then they call a timeout and let it simmer. Slight trying to set himself up though. Nice little HE play. Spots out some aggression down middle, but misses on the connection there. That flash forces Slight off of Catwalk rate. So that's going to buy some valuable time to scale up this mid to B.
Oh, and that spray. Clasia got the kill on a Freshie though, which in its own right is incredible, and some backs turn for Wolfie. And Nouns get given a gift. This one's gonna be their first round. It should have been the last one, but here we are.
Just a little delayed, right? But, I mean, right there, so you can see a lot of value out of Classy in that position. Waiting patiently. Gets a shot. I mean, I guess got some vision on the Freshie, who I believe was elevated, so he's kind of playing to work above that smoke. But then you take care of Classy and you don't spot anything else, so you're probably thinking, especially with that cat flash that was thrown out, that Nouns are heading up that direction. So Wolfie gets a little lackadaisical in his position, and that allows for the rest of the squad to scale forward.
Yeah, I was hoping that it was just the one behind the smoke.
Terrorists win.
Also, the pressure from mid to B wasn't really relieved by the CT players for Boss. Didn't really give time. If Wolfie had his gun facing towards the tunnels, who knows how that round ends up.
Well, the round before it went. As long as you... Well, I guess you don't even have to have your gun in the right direction. You just spin really quickly. Wolf not quite given that same luxury this time around. Here you have a bit of aggression. One round loss, and now Boss want to throw it in their face. MP9 pressuring forward. Freshie not super interested in hanging about there, though.
He has scared off Nouns, though, from upper tunnels. So, Nouns starting off Dust2 with an empty T-side default.
Could be empty. I mean, take the contact approach out long. At least they do gather that back. Especially, you know, now Slight solo with his op over towards B. Containing this spot with deep control. Flash being pretty aggressive and long. They know there's players around the corner here. They, you know, probably just know it's going to be an A-side play with Slight and his information that he's gathering. So now, Nouns have to overcome what is a pretty hefty A-side setup once again.
Yeah, flashbang through. They're gonna send Wolfie, who nearly lines up two. Snav up next. Oh, eats a dink, but still gets the kill. He'll die to the nade, but he's slowing down this play. Oh, and that spam from Wolfie is excellent. Just not making it to the site, not crossing. Freshie with the flashbang. Not good on the spray, but Classy has nowhere to run. He'll get one. He needs a miracle. A Classy miracle that we're so darn used to.
Might need peeping to activate. He's been so slow. But he's got to make a move soon.
He's made noise, though, and he's being watched, but Slight will trade. Now planting on the site, Clasia. is going to be overwhelmed by Fruit Cup, who just walks up silently and takes the backstab. Peeping took about a full-on minute on the B site.
Counter-terrorists win.
Nothing really works out, though, as Boss do hold A long. Again, Nouns get themselves into solid enough positions. Given map control, but the conversion's not quite there. Now, Wolfie has not been seen going into those lower tunnels. 2 players approaching.
Oh, boost up.
Oh, and Slight gets seen. Wolfie down low, though. It's not going to get cleared. Then there's a multi. Junior fires off once. He has a molly to force the fight. He does collect. And Rush still in top middle keeps it in contention. The CTs do not have control of the bomb. So Nouns still have a round to play.
I've been recovering that one from the brink with 2 very difficult shots from Junior. To call upon him and his AWP to get them back into this one. In these 2v3 situations here, sometimes it feels like one's under the microscope, the other yet to activate. Now, we're just going to try and make a move. That B side is wide open and available. This is unknown to Nouns. Still anticipate it. Bomb just now recovered. Out-snap on this angle, not quite. Gets caught on the door and denied access. Junior now left into the 1v3 himself here, and Slight quick on the draw. Closes it off, and that setup from Boss just wins them the round outright from the very get-go. Maybe a little resistance coming through later down the line, but Nouns have to just take so much time to recover that lost space and fight back for it.
It's actually a really good adjustment from Slight as well. As he's being shot on the boost, he knows they're in lower tunnels, so the next port of call for the T side is to challenge that boost, to break it down with the player up cat. He just simply stays on the boost and looks for the cat play. And the last thing you expect with the boost and everything going down is that extra player in lower tunnels. And Wolfie is the player to execute on his good positioning. Double spray down. Really, really, really solid stuff. Sometimes you see players flub that one up. But this player who's never really seen time on a top team can always challenge versus the top teams.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it feels like he's just a bit of a floater in terms of these rosters, what he can do, but landing on his feet nicely here with this squad. They've also been, very good with the pickups that they've made. Bringing in Snav here, an IGL that can still bring you that structure while also testing the waters with Wolfie and what he can do for this team. And so far, he's been able to provide a whole lot of firepower versus the top rosters.
Fake cat execute. Smoke in middle, though, and Cryptic is ahead of it.
Ooh.
And delivers an instant headshot. Freshly not respecting that possibility. But now it's Fruit Cup out long, and yep, that's what he's here on Boss to do. 2 instant headshots, bomb dropped, and perhaps the round over. Junior, he might have to do things himself. He's a glass Galil, though, and is immediately getting tagged up. Now, the problem here is that Slight is on a site in an awkward position, and the Tech 9s get close. Peeping could pick up an op and make this complicated. But Fruit Cup will deliver onto Junior, and that leaves 2 players having to run all the way through long. It's a bit messy, though. And Peeping's op is now put into a clutch.
He's got 35 seconds left. He does have to recover that bomb in long, which is the tough part. Looking for this pick in CT first things first.
Oh, he's going to charge him down. Wolfie just wide swings him. Best thing you can do as the op walks on the angle. And an instant double dink and recovery of the round for Boss.
Yeah, that's a scary sign, though, from Fruit Cup when he gets an AK in his hands and you try and walk out long and you don't make it an inch past the door before he clotheslines you. It's like a trap. that you walk into and just leveled out. There's a nice pickup right there.
Okay.
First to fall here in a couple of rounds there. Both times towards those pesky mid doors. This time long range.
You don't see that too often anymore, but Junior's got the reaction speed and the second shot. A walk up into the tunnels, gets punished. Our Nouns gonna sprint into B. You'd have to think with 2 picks on this side of the map. And this is looking like a save for Boss.
The good news is for Boss, on all of these rounds lost, right? They've had 3 survive. I mean, I guess 4 rounds lost, I should say, at this point. They've had 3 survive there, 3 saves, so, you know, their economy's still going to be a little bit pressured. You know, there's probably not going to be an op in the next, but that discipline goes a long way for Boss. That give them as many rifle rounds as you can get, even in losing efforts. But, yeah, I mean, huge round there from Junior. Opens it up towards the middle with that quick shot. Nice reaction, and then Slight trying to, I'd imagine, take over lost space here, give himself a way to even out the odds, and shut down in that upper play as well.
Yeah, Junior hasn't really been like a playmaking op these days. Has been extremely passive. One of those angle holders. But it works out when you're up against a playmaking op like Slight, who was really aggressive, hunting for opening kills, posting up on forward angles. And he just walks into an op headshot in that round. Junior, superior positioning there. Boss still on the bye, though. And that round, a little bit of a unicorn round after you get like a free mid pick. That doesn't happen every time.
That is one of the easiest ways to try and make plays here in Dust 2 for the op. But now no luxury afforded here. A little bit more diligence done to get safely across.
This is an interesting setup from Boss. No cat control, really. No long control, really. CTC side defense extremely passive, and that pick onto Freshie, who is jiggle peeking top of tunnels. That's big. Oh my goodness, is Wolfie seriously gonna do this?
Just
I mean, it's a desperate play. You're in a 4 versus 5. Oh, and here comes a grenade. Wolfie gets up close right. First kill's good though, and then with Snap in support, it's not bad. It's a 2v2, a playable round here for Boss, but then there's Junior, the artillery in the backline, putting Slight into a difficult position. Bomb to get planted, and Slight has to figure this one out.
Getting that scope up as well. No secret about it now. Junior trying to cover his teammate. Maybe play off that contact here. Let Peeping take the first shot, and then swing out for the trade.
Door. Slight's in. And he's gonna give it a go. He'll reposition to car, but how is he gonna get 2 kills this quick with an AWP? Instead, he's gonna sit at car and save. It's very funny how this one's gonna work. He'll pop off for 1. And he's gonna hang out here at the back of the site. Junior, would you like the challenge? Junior has his Tech 9 out, so it looks like the answer is yes. Junior, will you do it?
Oh.
Shift walk forward. Oh, not to be.
Fun way to end it right there. Slight sneaking in there, going for an exit while he's at it. Nice save again for that op to continue to be brought out, but overall, Junior proven to be a huge asset. Giving them a lot of these opening duels. Finding a couple of first kills in these rounds. There's 2 in a row that he is able to gather. Slight top looking just as fierce here now that it's a lot more required at the moment. Trying to get boost, trying to get set up to make the job easier for the pistols around the corner. Everyone else against Slight's just trying to position himself to sneak a pick off here, but he's gonna have to continue to play aggressive. She's playing right now. He's still in the back of smoke, just waiting for the rifles to take the contact. But oh my god, Junior blasts him out of the server right there with the quick miss.
Hold on.
Smoke spam though. It deletes beeping and they deny the cross.
Oh my goodness. Rush now has to take first contact with the bomb. Gets onto the site, but can't convert the kill. It is Messy Freshy with a second. And a 2 versus 3. Rush is going to get his hands busy. Up on the elevator. Hello, there he's out of ammo. The pistols get closer, and Fruit Cups Deagle, as consistent as it is, Rush trapped on the site, but he does convert into the 1v1 now. Fruit Cup, he needs another headshot, and he does. The Deagle here for Fruit Cup is immaculate. He picks up the op, saves it for Boss. They're up 7-3.
We oftentimes will say, you know, Fruit Cup's Deagle, it's always good for one when he brings it out, but needed 2 in this round, and deletes in the 1v1 that second headshot as clean as can be. And Boss, even despite Slight getting picked off first, getting taken down, they recover that off and capitalize on that messiness. It's been really difficult for Nouns to close out on this A side.
Oh, and then a nade of the smoke, and just a mauling at long. Nouns with 2 players, Boss with 3. And the Boss's veto. This one here. Last ditch effort for Nouns out mid. 2 players holding. Hold on, a slide swing here for Wolfie. A second player goes through, everyone on low HP. But an open B-bomb site.
Utility out there, that's gonna almost kill Junior. He has to steady his aim though. AWP, really tough to work through that mid to B. He's waiting for that boost. That won't come through. In the meantime, a long flank activating, and only a leg shot is gonna cost him his life.
And that has to be a swing. Yeah, Cryptic is... It's the B site. It's possible. But if Fruit Cup just swings tunnels, the round is over. And I mean, Cryptic, this is understandable. He just needs to make a gamble that they're all coming from middle. Problem is they aren't. And Boss. They've won some rounds they shouldn't. But it's a credit to the individuals again. We talked about the mechanical struggles for this Nouns team. Boss certainly have that X factor. It's going to keep picking up rounds. Now up 8-3.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you look at how some of these rounds are shaken up on that A side, it just feels like some missing protocols, maybe some late utility as well. You can see that they have the mollies that are being thrown at the location of where Boss are playing, but it's always after Boss get a couple of these picks in those locations, where you'd like to make sure that that is a little bit before you lose those numbers. And, you know, maybe that's Nouns here still trying to stabilize as a roster, but you don't have a lot of time up against Boss at the moment, because they're punishing every chance they get. 3 rounds lost, 6 surviving on in those lost rounds, and Junior trying to make another move here. Has been one of the most effective tools at Nouns' disposal to win rounds on this T side so far, but he doesn't have an op right now. So trying to make it work with the rifle, but not as effective at the moment.
Oh, and the spam through the smoke, though, it's not really great. The reload heard. They are out on the site in the open, and Classy, that's a good one. And the second's great. The stand-in steps up. And the B site available. And Slight needed that no-scope. Instead, it's looking like this round is finished. Some excellent X-Factor moments here for Boss. But it will be capped off eventually. 4 rounds here for Nouns. It is playable for them. Do you ever have the IEM opener play in your head? Sometimes cool when you're looking up at the ceiling late at night.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
hear that
That's
in my
it.
dreams.
Welcome back to the IEM Dallas Close Qualifier NA. We're taking away half number 2. And we've got Boss versus Nouns. X Factor has been good here for Boss. We've had Fruit Cup do Fruit Cup things. And now a pistol round here. An attempt on beat. I think that decoy is super funny. Oh. See ya.
What'd the decoy do? I gotta know. I'm curious.
The decoy's funny because you hear that smoke. You think it's like a lurk smoke coming down, but instead it's just a decoy, right? So
Cheeky.
maybe it baits out counter utility.
So I mean, it certainly got the smoke if it wasn't for all those footsteps that they also heard as well. A little
If
combo
only,
deal.
if only they didn't just get completely owned at long doors. It would have been a great strat.
Yeah. Wonder if there was I didn't look at the start of the round, but maybe a P250 or something, but they did get shut down in that department pretty comfortably. And they continue to play the round out slow at the moment. Trying to group up here, get into these effective positions. It's gonna come down to maybe a couple of duels though. Even though this is a 5v3, with Nouns a little bit split up here, you gotta trust that Rush can hold the line towards long and that you don't lose your A player on site proper there for Cryptic.
Guess who he's playing against? Fruit Cup X, immaculate flashbang. Rush has been seen, but sidelines him. Next player is Snav. Now last player is Snav, and we'll jump down, get shot in the back. There's no way the Glock can do it at this range, right?
No, certainly not. Gonna have to hope that Nouns look to close the distance. He will certainly want to fall in this round, though, that's for sure. So, he's gonna get chased down, gonna continue to swing there. Look for his demise at some point, and Nouns on the board early here, getting that pistol round, being able to set a foundation. I mean, obviously, I feel like they had a lot of miscues there and some... Mostly A-side, it always felt like they couldn't quite finish the job that they started, but... Second half here, breathe a little bit of new life into them. Get back on track and shut down some of those X-Factor moments that Boss have been able to bring to the table. What I've noticed out of Snav and his calling here on this map, you know, a lot of this was with his old team, but I've been noticing it still with Boss at the moment. They love their contact plays here. They like to, you know, hold on to as much utility as possible, get as much map control without using it, especially on Dust 2. See what they can gather, and then get explosive, and then surprise the opposition. And that could be a tricky task when Nouns are trying to get in your face and take deep control. And here a drop. They're dodging that flash, man. That's pretty smart. Boss baiting out a footstep right there, and then looking down. That's such a great little protocol there from Boss to try and manipulate what Nouns are game planning at the moment.
Staying cheeky.
Yeah. That's an extra $200 drained out of the bank account.
Yeah, that's just one ticket for Blast Austin.
If you're lucky.
I wasn't. All right, here we go. Into the B site. This is going to be over quick. Glacia might be able to get tickets for his whole family with the MP9 of Peeping in tow. It's good. 6-8.
All I'll say is that's why I love IEM Dallas, because all I have to do is pay a nice every 3-month subscription to my league team that I play anyways, and they give me tickets. I'm not sure if that's happening again this year. That's still up in the air, but that's how I've paid for it the last couple of years, and that cost me nothing, pretty much. Shout out to League Pass.
Goated for that.
Make sure you're
I'm going to both,
for,
by the way.
Season 53, I think is what we're getting to. Maybe 52.
I don't got time for drama in League, alright? That's all it is. Flashbang through, though. And trying to collapse on lower tunnels. They get punched right back in the face. Classy has had a good recovery. Started this game 4-10. Has been 6-0 since. But I don't think he's trying to win this round. They're backing away for the save. And Boss will walk into an empty B site. Nice try collapsing on middle. I'll give him that. Yeah, they get a gold star for that one.
Yeah, but that's more of the same here from Boss. Even in that last round, we could kind of see the protocols there, that little flash peek in and baiting out the footstep for that play to happen here. Is Classic gonna fall as well with this FAMAS? Well, there you can see that Boss are again with their default so prepared for the proactivity from Nouns. And I mean, something that came into this matchup here, if you're at all familiar with the way that Cryptic likes to call here and seeing what he likes to do, there's no one better than, you know, Slight, Freshy, and Fruit Cup to read into any of his tendencies that are left over that he's trying to now instill into Nouns. Because that just looks like it's a perfect read. Coming in with the expectation that, okay, we throw this mid smoke, they're going to try and aggress up catwalk, collapse through middle, off of a flashbang. They avoid that flash and completely shut it down.
I also just think the mechanics right now for Boss are better. Snav is 14-8. And hasn't really given up a fight without taking some with him. That is the battle of two fragging IGLs. And Cryptic has been having a slow game in turn. Boss setting up for some mid-B pressure. And they're just going to walk through this smoke. Peeping not in the best position for it. Now he does see the players and drops a molly. Just trying to stall them outside of the door so that CT can help. And there it is. Junior with one. But Wolfie finds Cryptic straight up through that smoke as well. And this round is not done. Molly for Peeping starts to burn him away into the fight. And he doesn't convert any. Brew Cup does have a backstab coming through though. Ooh. And he wasn't ready for it alongside Junior. B site not secure here. Freshy will be put into a clutch.
Decisively looking in on where Rush is coming in from, but it's a double up on the Tons flank. And he's going to have to deal with both players coming through from this direction.
So difficult, but the op is glass. He lands one bullet. He knocks down one, but Rush does convert it right back. Could have gotten weird. You saw that aim punch come into play, but Rush is there with the trade.
Oh, a quick trade right there for Rush as well. And that is definitely the biggest factor I think he brings here. I mean, obviously he's been highlighted so much in the past as just an incredible supportive presence in any team that he plays up against. He's willing to take those tougher roles. But on top of that here, you look at him and he just wins so many clutches for Nouns here. And that, putting him in a 1v1, essentially, kind of sacrificing Junior. You know Rush is going to make those veteran moves. Being able to close out that quick trade, not letting things get a little too far out of control, not letting Freshy reposition. But it's still up against the wall here for Nouns as you get back to a loss here and Boss still have better economy. Late long take. Those flashes here. And it's so perfect on the Rush. He tries to cross into the pit. Now it's just going to be Cryptic with an MP9 to hold the line. Good damage done, but you know which way that round is going. You can't win that many duels.
And Peeping is one-man army here on A. That entry from Wolfie. Buttery smooth. But Boss are trying to complicate this a little bit.
Hoping that with that molly from T-spawn maybe at least keeps a little bit of attention over towards B for the CT side. That's not the case. 5-man towards long. And 2 still to resist. They collect anything extra. Junior steps forward and says, yes, absolutely. Round's not done at all. Question for Boss is, do you want to continue to brute force your way into this site or look to set up a different direction? Well, I think they only have a one-way street here.
Peeping up top. One flashbang will knock him off of this angle. They need that flashbang, though. And who's going to pin it? Not many people. He'll stand behind the smoke and get overwhelmed, you'd have to think. He still is good for one, despite Freshy firing first. bomb, the 5 damage wall bang.
Oh, what about a little bit more? He connected 2. 2 shots to do 30 damage.
Gonna need to be a lot more than just that, though. And still hanging out on the ramp. Powerful position, headshot angles, and headshots delivered. Klassia trying his best to escape. And he will be fortunate to do that. They see him run. But Boss are not going to do much chasing. They're going to budget their economy. And this is going to be 10 for Boss now. Hesitated on that round. You know, just give him a chance. That's North American Counter-Strike. We keep it interesting.
Yeah, making it look a little interesting. I'm surprised to see that extremity on the B side there that kind of rotate back and join the rest of the force after just throwing a easy little molly there. It's not going to scare Nouns into rotating back in that direction. But, you know, getting onto that side is what matters most right there. And as I highlighted, Boss, it looks like they do have those protocols. They do have those extra mollies, and they're tossing it in before things get complicated. Fast B played out. Snap, inching his way forward. That molly gonna entice him to run away, though. So much damage done for both sides from utility, and a smoke maybe gonna settle things down a little bit.
I'm surprised Snap didn't go all the way forward. But I don't think the plan there was to even B rush. They had the op following up. And maybe was just hoping for a player to overstep on the site for a pick.
Thinking maybe you try and like post up somewhere around back site while the rifle, or the MAC-10 rather, holds a closer angle, something along those lines.
Yeah, oh my god, 1 HP for beeping.
Didn't hear the tick.
And he's gonna get one! Oh my goodness, and they're still trying to go through tunnels with 3 players here. But a missed op shot, I believe, helps them get through. Klassia can't convert a second. Oh, but the 5-7 from Carr puts up 2. Slight smoke to doors.
Come on now.
He knows the setup. He just wants to bait a peek from Junior so darn bad.
Oh.
And Junior misses. Now he has the player holding the door shut, though. Thanks for the double op setup. Nouns are up to 8.
Oh my god, that's such a great little extra bit of rotation rolling through right there. Just when you need it the most, right? Cryptic been having a bit of a tough map as an individual, but being on the scene for that B-side play after the chaos. And having that third player, it's all the difference because, as we highlighted, you saw Junior trying to make a move there with the op. He tried to press through window, but he knew all the while slight scope was on him and that there was no chance. So with the fact that Cryptic is there, in car, kind of getting set up for success, it's all the difference there between that being, a close round, Nouns almost get it, versus a victory like that, and a huge lifeline for Nouns.
And with that round, congratulations, Nouns, you're back in the game. Just some weird hesitation coming through from Boss at certain points. Can definitely tell it's a bit of a new system. But now a cat fast, and Junior misses. He splits the goalpost when under pressure. But here comes the cache of utility. The grenade launchers, a missiles. Here we go, another nade. But Freshie survives to get those digits in. Walkout long dealt with 2. And with that arsenal of grenades, should allow this one to come through cleanly. It's just Wolfie with a Glock. And Fruit Cup is down. Wolfie, you got this? Insane headshots? Not to be. And we've got the retake here for Nouns, closing down that distance.
Yeah, there may be a gap in communication there. It also doesn't even really feel like Junior's aware of the fact that they're already up cat like that. But like you said, splitting the goalpost does them no favors either. Either way, Nouns get by that round only with a single casualty. The good news is with that bomb plant, again, it's going to mean all the tools at your disposal. Boss, as I've said here, they really like to play out their utility late into these rounds. They like to get map control by using minimal utility. But this time, Slight with a long spawn could make things very interesting. He's gonna get set up for this open pick. Oh, and he's got it right on the money for peeping default. Instant. And now it cues up the reaction here on Junior on the other side of the map here. A little push and pull between these oppers.
They recognize the threat. Will Wolfie even jump up on top of the box? Oh, Slight walking forward. He does have the bomb. And it looks like the spidey senses are tingling here for Boss. Something's a little too quiet here.
Oh my god. I mean, either way, Slight walks into that angle. You got a rifler close by to trade.
Oh, he does, but nobody swing here because of smoke for the escape. But Cryptic does get handed a headshot by Fruit Cup. Now, the biggest thing about that kill for Junior is, again, he saw the bomb on that minimap. Things were going towards B. Now, Nouns make an excellent call. They close in on the mid doors, and Cryptic rather rush up top with an incredible shot. But a trade back just as fast. Both players running up the catwalk. Junior trying to get into position, but the molly will force him back.
Classia's following in their footsteps, though. Trying to make a quick flank about things here. It's about buying time or providing a little bit of extra resistance.
Is he in the open? It looks like it was, but Clasia didn't convert. Fruit Cup down to 4, though, from the utility. Will that be enough? Snav knows Junior was in spawn. And Junior walks forward on the op. He misses. Movement inaccuracy surely costing him. Now flashbang to the sky for Snav. Turn around, but no kill. This gives Clasia a chance. He's a headshot machine versus Snav. Both players missing, but now Clasia trying to get on it. He's got off of it. He's hit the headshot, though, on 4 HP. And he's got time. We've got a tie game.
Oh, he just plays with the panic. That bomb being planted for Cat makes things very, very difficult for Snav. And as you said, a headshot machine bringing through that much needed energy here for Nouns. And that is the Clasia firepower that he can bring there. 4 HP, but an AK in his hands and a chance at a clutch. He will convert. And now we're all tied up. Well, not live here, it seems, though.
Just as the momentum starts flowing here for Nouns. Just as the stand-in Clasia comes through and does what he's meant to do. Collect those instant headshots. We're at a standstill. Yeah, it looks like Snav's not having a fun time. Oh, and you wonder if that was a factor in that round. Because obviously, he had a chance to win it, straight up. He had a chance to convert the kill. But imagine the technical issues in the midst of a 1v1. That's gotta be frustrating.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's not the case, right? But yeah, it would be very frustrating here, considering how effective, you know, this team has really been able to be at the moment. Also brought so much fight into the mix. Even, you know, fighting their way out of that scary situation there in the last round where they get shut down, you know, and Junior's op able to respond. But yeah, I mean, Snav having to chase down that kill, it doesn't really, you know, do him any favors here versus Classy, who just plays around that box so effectively. That's a very exciting clutch. This Classy, I mean, obviously, not too many officials underneath his belt at the moment in terms of, like, recent history here, and getting a chance to now play again with a team as big as Nouns right after not seeing him in the scene for a little while here. It's really cool. But as we've highlighted many times here, you know, a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities for him, and it's all about, you know, can he get that mindset right? Can he get that mental going effectively? And the amount of chances that he's given, right, you'd have to imagine, like, every time I see him leave a top-level team, I think that's got to be his last chance. But, you know, Nouns taking a bit of a risk on him, even if it's just a stand situation. Like it was for IEM Dallas initially when they were playing that open qualifier, and it is definitely now when they're in the closed. So, long term, still some question marks here, nothing set in stone, but Classy really wants to prove himself, because as I've highlighted, how many chances can you get?
And I think the biggest thing for Classy is to establish himself within the VRS system. Like, he has been out and just kind of wandering between teams and never really in for contention at the biggest of tournaments. Now finally has a chance to rack up some points with the Nouns squad. It's a big deal for him. I remember when he was just an 18-year-old prospect playing down on RBG, bouncing around so many different squads, and well, now he has this big chance on Nouns, but that is going to have to wait. We have a bit of an extended tech pause here as we wait to get Snav back in the server to break this tie game here. Boss were looking like they could pick up Nouns map pick. Well, it's gotten a little bit more complicated. We'll be back in a short one. All right, so we are back. Snap's got everything fixed up, and we've got our last 4 rounds of regulation here on Dust2. Nouns, the team that got blessed back into IEM Dallas contention, desperately need this map versus a tenacious. Some fight, Cole Extra McHenry, and we've got it fast out of the tech timeout into an opening pick. Freshie already into the mid-B split. Junior on the post, but could not hit the shot. Already Classia under threat. The stand-in needing to step up as he has so far, but has support this time. Rush down to 18 HP. Don't die to your own nade. And he's fine, but Classia sure isn't. He's got a chasing player into the B site. It's open for Boss.
Yeah, so much pressure put on the shoulders here of Classia, and as that B site crumbles, low HP on Rush. Cryptic left a little too far removed. This is going to be a certain save. And what a way to come back from a tech pause with nothing but aggression. You know, that early mid-peak rolling through there. Peeping, thinking it might have been still freeze time there, but they still had to get active and get ready, and not fully prepared for that sort of move. Boss capitalized, come into it that much stronger. Now take the lead right back.
And I think we just had another disconnect. Bad news for everybody. There's 2 snabs. There's 2 rushes.
Terrorists win.
That's typically not supposed to happen.
Whoa.
And ow!
What a way back into it right there. Also 2 peepings now.
That's not bad. I think having 2 peepings on your team wouldn't be bad.
Yeah,
who would you want to have 2 of?
I mean, I think peeping might be
2
one of the more effective.
Sorry, derailed that one.
It's okay. I was gonna say you definitely want 2 peepings because he's so versatile and so effective. So you could have like 1 peeping be a nice little passive anchor, and then you can have the other peeping and star rolls. You can have both, believe it or not.
There are 2 wolves inside of you, peeping and peeping. I think that's how it goes, right?
Did you say 2 wolves?
No, I did not, Cole. I didn't. I definitely did not say that. I don't know why you would misconstrue me like that. You know, folks at home, I've always been wondering if Cole has been out to get me this entire time. We've been duo commentating for over 4 years now. Type 1 in chat if you think Cole is out to get me and I should be paranoid.
That's crazy.
We are in the middle of a tech pause right now, I should add. So, yes, we did have 2 players disconnect. That's a bit tough, but we're joking and jostling around. That was a really good round there from Boss. That was a necessary one to win. I think Classia was a bit overwhelmed with the communication on the site. He didn't know Fruit Cup dropped in behind him. I was watching it all go down on the minimap. You can see that both teams are kind of a bit fresher, a bit new. Some hesitation from both sides, some miscommunication from both sides. But once again, that's why we're here in North America. We love it that way.
That's what we live on right there, but I think Boss living on it a whole lot more effective. They sure are just, you know, fully capitalizing on any of those miscues coming up from Nouns. There's been a lot of really frustrating rounds that you have to keep your head in if you're Nouns. Boss have managed to capitalize on a couple of what feels like impossible situations. All you need is 1 kill, 1 trade. You know, things of that nature. Being prepared, you know, if you're peeping in that last round for what's around that corner. But some of that availability not quite fully there for this squad. Making their lives pretty difficult. Now the setup is aggressive. Junior again with that boosted up angle. You've got the lower dark player as well. See how effective it is for the CT side. That smoke not quite reaching either. Oh, it does eventually. Oh, he's forced to jump. He's forced to dance. That's so much health gone. Careful.
But he's still a kill.
Oh.
Oh, the HE does get him eventually. And that's critical. That's your foothold in mid loss. Nouns have to look elsewhere, but they're not looking in the right direction. It's Classia, the stand-in again. Back of the site, tucking away. He's been seen. He's been taken down. Boss are looking good for map point. And a smoke comes in just at the right moment. Junior will take a peek into the site. He needs a conversion. He needs something given to him. It's not going to happen, though. Nouns are forced to save. And Boss are on the brink of finishing what they've started.
Close to getting in that direction. That's another great example of how effective Boss can be at taking this map control right now on this D side. And especially some of the mid-round decision-making and the snappy calls that Snav can get away with there and that he's so effective at. You know, you quickly adjust your setup straight on in towards that B side after kind of identifying how much setup is given from Nouns towards catwalk and towards lower. Well, you deal with that lower player, it's peeping of all people as well. And then they just contact out of this B side. Catch a timing onto Classy off of one really effective flash, and that's that. And again, that is just a dream of a round if you're Snav there. So that's what he does best with all of his rosters here.
Fast long play, off spawn, and a good opener there for Wolfie.
Ooh.
Molly's everywhere.
He's good.
Have to part the river of fire, but an opener for Boss, long control established at the beginning of the end here for Nouns. Their map pick mandatory.
All right, with an opening, they did have to sacrifice a lot of health for that opening, but that is something you'll take every day of the week. A 4v5, and again, it is very rapid right now, this map movement. After all that pressure seen towards long, they start to walk it back. Retreat, give a bit of long space, keep Freshie involved here, make sure that they can't reclaim that ground here, so now still don't know what's around the corner long. Another smoke as well, so you're talking about Junior's attention pulled away, and it's just Classy on B once again, and how many times have we seen him in this position?
Okay, but this time it's a much better chance. Molly deployed, smoke extinguished, and Classy has survived for a kill. He brings back the advantage. He brings over a huge rotate, though, and then eventually meets the end via grenade. Slight now posts up, and he can cut these rotates. This could be devastating, but Peeping does survive. He gets back up close here with the MP9 and a rescope here for Slight. A chance available. Peeping picks a good timing too. But Snav does get that kill onto Cryptic in CT spawn. Peeping needs this. And he does find it. Still in the game are Nouns. They have to retake versus two low HP Ts. This could be it.
Oh, this long position though. Oh, the double swing into Junior. Yon scopes, but still he's alive.
And now they realize there's nothing coming up. Cat, he has to be long. Freshie clears with the awareness. Junior and an op has to split two separate 1v1s. This one will not happen. Boss will finish up their 8-4 start and take away their opponent's map pick. They're going to go up 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible takeover rolling out there for those last 3 rounds. So effectively called out. Coming through from Snav, their consistency in the map movement, consistent.
What's going on there? You guys want to like win a tournament first? It's gonna be a while until you guys do that. Just saying. You gotta get into these close qualifiers first. Enough yapping though, as we've got map number 2 on the way. Boss are the team looking for a new organization. Perhaps someone could bless them if they potentially make it to Dallas. They're a map away from advancing further into that upper bracket. Let's get it on here, Cole. Boss, Nouns, map 2 Ancient.
Looking forward to it. We'll see if Boss can continue winning ways here so that they can get another one of those fancy little tweets out at the end of this one. They have been.
Ooh, they're very fancy. I know. I've seen them.
Yeah, the great graphic design there. It is my passion, of course. So yeah, shout out to Khalil. He's been putting some good ones out there on the timeline. We'll see how this pistol plays out. We'll see if Nouns can start to talk about that recovery here. So far, silence on the map here. And Boss, again, looking to keep that principle up. They're getting a lot of this map ground without really taking any contact, without making any noise. Finally, the execution utility's on in, though.
Here we go. Cross smokes in. B site taken. Now this fight towards long is everything. Classy, do you have the headshots? It's not clean initially. Waiting for the flashbang back in. Dodging it, and then coming through with the multi. Maybe not. Snav does at least get the refrag, though. And keeps it ahead for just a moment. Rush has got equally sharp shots. He's out of ammo, though. The rest of his team, though, certainly got the bullets. The dualies run through. The retake is there for Nouns.
Incredible. Right there, that quick retake. And those shots from Rush, a nice little burst and capitalizing off the chaos there from Boss. Whenever I talk about this map here, I think it's crucial that whenever you're holding off in the post plan on that B side, you have to have either long control like they were trying to gather, or maintain that cave control and play off of it effectively. But as you lose numbers, long control is always much more valuable, and trying to take that space and then getting met with resistance and then getting forced back into the site is very uncomfortable for Boss in the post. And Rush capitalizing off that chaos completely, closing out that round. We do see Fruit Cup back with his signature deagle. On top of that, a quick chase.
Hello.
Or no, that's actually Wolfie, who chases down the FAMAS, and again, Peeping caught a little asleep at the wheel there, not prepared for that level of speed.
Yeah, a massive gap in the defense now as well, with mid control and Donut under threat. But Fruit Cup does give up his life. You do have Wolfie, though. He is armored as well, and we know this FAMAS buffed up and converts. Wolfie, a second kill in this round. He's doing it single-handedly. Next target is Rush, though, in the on-the-off angle.
Oh!
He gets it anyways! Wolfie walks through the whole round. It's still not done yet, though. Now it is. The armored up P250 there from Freshie gets the headshot. B-site open. Junior, the save is probably the better option here, bud.
Oh my god. So, I mean, it starts it off with a nice Tech 9 kill, but that was unchallenged, following it up with 2 more on the FAMAS. He's thinking, you just buffed this thing, you guys should use it against me. Instead, he uses it against them. Oh my god, that's some of the electric play that he has been bringing Boss here at the moment.
Actually signed this guy. And I feel like his level up over these last 6 months has been immense for this player. He's been competing so regularly at the ECL level for years at this point.
Terrorists win.
But now he's a star player.
Yeah.
On this team. It's so weird. Classio was that player. He was that superstar who was just going to take over games. He's been doing it time after time. Obviously, this 1.23 rating last 3 months speaks dividends, and it is showing.
Yeah, I mean, giving this guy a little bit of trust here, a little resources. I mean, even in that last round, hey, let's give you no resources and see what you can do. Maybe a flash or 2 out middle, a smoke to scale up there on the red room. That's all he got. And he had to work so many different tough angles to get through that round. That is truly incredible. Very impressive stuff here. We'll see if the resistance comes through. Great flashbang. Slide is dazed and confused here. Rush capitalizing on the chaos.
Gets away on 13. Oh, classic. Oh my god. He doesn't miss. He just tapped out 2 players, 2 headshots.
One of those was the rifle in Junior's hands as well. That was an A1S. He has taken minimal damage. Freshie did take a lot of that damage here, but Rush low just the same. Again on an island. Familiar territory here for Wolfie. But he delivers a couple and keeps it into a 2v2.
Ooh, the step forward, though, from Slight. He's trying to shift walk. Well played to not continue fighting forward like that. Now the MP9 could clean both, and helped out by Fruit Cup, who arrives at long. Force by vanquished. Full eco next here for Nouns, and Boss off to the good start.
That's off the back of losing here, but now you've got Wolfie with a level up in map 2. I mean, obviously, as you highlight, there was a lot of really good, impactful moments that he was bringing. Just a multi-kill here on the CT side with the setups, and then on top of that, a couple of really sharp T-side openers. And when he was given that setup, he was making sure that it was punishing Nouns. But this time, starting things off incredibly well.
Fruit Cup has not had fun down there.
Fruit Cup and his deagle, it betrays him. It's usually one on the deagle. Instead, it's Junior that takes it away. Now they're collapsing, spotting a bomb, but they're going to continue to swing. And there is strength in numbers, there's safety, and a team on the same page.
And here comes the MAC-10. One Austin ticket, please. $600 pocketed right there for Slight. Sorry, that's the joke of the day. I will stop making those from here on out.
Again, and then afterwards, encourage you to go and check out the tickets. I believe they're already on sale for IEM Dallas. So if you're a fan of NA, you want to go and catch some action in Texas for a reasonable price tag, check that out. We got the hero op though coming through onto Junior. Rather not the hero op, but the glass cannon. That's the accurate term for it. But they're already up on the peak. They're putting a lot of pressure on this map. So much utility damage. Rush never wanted to peek forward, and they collapse in on this defense.
Just beeping, and he meets Wolfie with a headshot. He is 10-2, 5 rounds in. He's unstoppable.
You can just see the surprise right there. I mean, first of all, a fantastic HE put on to Rush early. But, I mean, essentially, the job here that he's put to the task is offering up a little bit of resistance. And again, you're talking about a team that's trying to work through a lot of changes at the moment. And that communication not as sharp as it needed to be there. Rush wasn't able to peek, so they're already up the ramp. Cryptic walks into a overwhelming experience there on B side, and that pace is suffocating from bosses. They finally get the rifles out, but not enough utility to keep them at bay, not enough resistance there on that B side.
Swing middle here. And Peeping somehow alive. But it's Fruit Cup instead who finds a headshot through the smoke. And Nouns can't catch a break.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's been Wolfie who's had a monster map already. Now having Fruit Cup get a little bit more involved here, that could be even more nightmares that Nouns have to play up against. There's a lot of resistance here on this A side. They gotta be careful with the Molotov there. That's a weird bounce, but you just shoot your way through that problem, apparently. As Freshie nails the opening duel, the MP9 offers up a lot of damage. Damage that Junior will just look to snipe on through. And Rush also collapses, so there's a chance here, a real one.
Oh, we got the shot as well. Junior in the round. Rush coming through late in middle, but Wolfie doesn't hear him approach. Surely the call is both from CT spawn, and this donut post plant is very darn difficult, especially with no kit. They've got to get a move on. They've got to find a pick somehow. Molly right onto Freshie's feet. He just moonwalks backwards though, and Rush will go down. No kit available. Junior to save. Boss up 5-1.
It's such an effective and disciplined position there at a Freshie to hold the line, not peek into the angle, catches Rush with utility after he throws the perfect molly on location. Now Junior's op, no guarantee here, but catch Wolfie off guard there. So an exit, an op saved, and another gun round coming up. But Boss off to such a domineering start is exactly how they wanted to continue forward. This T side. Since that lost round from Snav into the tech pause, that 1v1 that he was up against, you know, Classy, and he was very low. Been able to call out, you 8-1 run here on the T side. And the only loss was a pistol round.
Mid battle in play here. You do have peeping up on the catwalk. Never mind, not anymore. And an awkward elbow smoke that Rush has to try and play around. This corner very common, and now he's done. He swings out into 2. Still got one more player here in mid. That is Classia. Cryptic's gonna try and group up for the kill, but no fights are being given to Nouns.
Nouns still have the stack of the right position here. 3v5. But that 3 is in the right direction, and that might just be all that you need here, especially if Junior can pick it off with an op and start to get the ball moving.
Just need the flashbang over the top. Here it is. Walk up. And 2 kills, though, back. Junior not blind. And Classia is able to flee through middle, then the HE. Classia still playing up on top. Trying to bait out the shots, but not to be a 3v5 for Nouns. That's what they need.
Yeah, that's a huge lifeline right there. You needed to get the rounds rolling here once again. And being able to do so in that sort of fashion, down with a lot of adversity here in a 3v5, but having your players in the right direction and reading into what the next move is from that boss side. Maybe a little bit gambly, but with that mid control not being pressured again, you also imagine Nouns have a good read. Yeah, bump the keyboard right there with that underhand of a flashbang. This time, you know, Nouns now do have the utility. They do have the resistance. And last round, they had the map control, at least attempted. But Cryptic this time? What happened there? Did he try to run away?
He jiggle peeked into the op. And Slight was just faster.
Wow. Look at this. Nav anticipating the idea that next move after losing that player, losing Cryptic, trying to regather some control towards Cave, looking to play dodge flash. Execution smokes in towards this B side. Let
with
this one play out a little bit.
Got Cave control. It's not a smoke spam if they can get a kill back. And in the meantime, hold on, we have Freshy tucked away in the mid corner. I think he's been seen though. He's dead. But Slight finding that kill on a peeping cuts down another player close to the retake, and once again, Junior is out of there, off to save, holding on to the op for a rainy day. But it's looking like Southern California out here. It ain't raining anytime soon.
No, just...
Or Dallas. Is that more relevant?
No, I feel like it rains in Dallas. I feel like it rains more in Dallas than Southern California, but I honestly don't rain Southern California as much. I just know it's pretty dry there.
It just about rained for the second time this year. About... What, like 3 days ago?
Philly. That's a good time.
Yeah, that's not nothing special though. All right, actually,
it has been pretty crazy the amount of snow that has been
Florida
around the country. Yeah,
have
like
you seen the? I'm talking about the Florida alligator, the snowigator. Yeah. Oh man.
Right on the Gulf of America.
Yeah, the Gulf of... We love talking about current events on this. I'll hear on the B stream. The A stream can talk about Counter-Strike all they want. This is where you get your real news here on ESL CSB.
Real news right here. And off of these pauses, I think what Boss have done so effectively here is real news, is catching Nouns a little bit asleep here. A lot of the time that 30 seconds are those tech pauses, so now you're going to speed it up towards the base. Junior avoiding flashes, he can't connect that off, and he can't escape either.
Fruit Cup too fast, the molly too late, and everyone just blasts through. Molly forward here. Peeping has made noise in the temple. He's standing between two mollies at the moment. And now a flashbang off of him. And that keeps Nouns in the round. Do they want to retake this?
You gotta rely on Snav here. Other than what Snav can do, he's gonna have to be the linchpin T-side player right now.
Oh, and the smoke's about to fade. Classy about to be revealed. There's one. He sees the next, but not the conversion. Retake still in play here for Nouns, especially with that second headshot from Rush. Peeping now out from the temple. Not ready for Freshie, though, but still able to get onto the bomb site, wrapping the site that we need to find the defuser, and he doesn't. Just damage on them both. He will keep this op, though, but not the round. Nouns with a retake.
I mean, when they need it here, I mean, Rush has been able to bring them a couple of really crucial clutches in the mix. And there's another example of his experience. A quick trade on that flank, as I highlighted, you know, Snav, without any map control there, without, you know, donut or temple control, it's really hard to hold those post plants, and Snav is the redeeming factor to that. And Rush just deletes him instantly after one. That's how it needs to go here, but again, it's right back to winning ways here. Back to this mid control here that Wolfie has dominated on. A little bit nervous on the continued peak right there.
Okay.
That'll be capitalized on by a blowing up of the smoke there. Rush in hot water right now, playing out towards Cave. Cryptic will go and sacrifice his life for the cause.
Big news, though, as they've actually gone into B with that Cave distraction, and then the swing straight up from Freshie. Boss are in this round, and with another headshot. Everyone landing it. Freshie and Fruit Cup might score a forfeit here. The double Fs, but Peeping does bring one back. Smoke onto the bomb. Freshie swings, but it was just the dink. Peeping fired one bullet. He needed to fire two.
He had the line, he had the shot right there. But he didn't have the AK, he didn't have that one-shot headshot potential. And that's what's the difference maker right there. And finally, Nouns, even though it doesn't start in their favor, they end up going positive in that mid-control. One of the more difficult things we have yet to see out of them here throughout this entire half. And it's still not enough because of Boss and the snappy decision-making, quick scale into the B side, being able to trade effectively and still show that X factor that we have been highlighting right now, that firepower that this team brings to the table.
It's just the X factor that this team provides at every turn. Every player can shoot on this Boss team. Weak links, I don't see any. Honestly, it's kind of a Counter-Strike topic as a whole, but weak links are really a thing of the past. You think Magix is a bad player, well, the next day he's top fragging.
Yeah, everyone's got to do their job, as we learned from Donkin. His IEM Rio post-game. Counter-Strike is random. You know, one of the most amazing players, but yeah, there is no weak links that you can afford, and that isn't really what's causing Boss anything. Here's a fast flank, though, and
what's
a little
happening?
bit uncomfortable for Fruit Cup. No safety on that site. Peeping can't quite get visual on him, though.
Oh, this one makes me want to grit your teeth. CT's coming in from every different angle. Slight is going to tuck the corner and Cave. Both players are playing from the Cave. Oh, but now Peeping might think he lurked towards long. Things are very quiet across the board. Cryptic not ready for the angle from Fruit Cup, though. Rush up next. He's no good. Fruit Cup will be traded by Slight, and Boss keep winning.
Oh my god, I'm just perfectly punish. Perfectly dismiss that 2v3 with ease, and they have been so effective here. Man down situations, operating in these post plants, coordinating perfectly. And on the other end, you look at Nouns and it just looks like panic in these 2v3s. You know, running with an HE out in the open right there. That just is a tall tale sign of the panic that Nouns are feeling, certainly. should be right now. Boss are leveling up, rising to the occasion right now. They're gonna have one last ride on this CT side. One more chance for Junior to start lifting off with this AWP. This first half.
He's going to try and stay away from middle. He ran away, but now that he has the support of Classia, he's going to stand and fight. Two-man setup. He wants to walk down with the flashbang. No one caught, though. And forced to leave.
There's a lot of attention there from Nouns having to be put towards middle for that play. And this is, again, another one of these quick reactions out of Snav. Not only in the firepower, but in the calls here. Back of catching that little poke and prod source and really looking to speed it up towards B. Needing some support there is Junior. He has it just in time. BP keeps him alive.
Oh,
now
but
the scale into this
Fruit
B side and it collapses.
Oh my goodness. Fruit Cup somehow won that duel versus Classia, and Slight's hitting everything. Slight op entried out of cave, and he just wants to end this half. One more kill around the corner. Junior's down to his counterpart Opper. 10 and 5 for Slight. Team effort for Boss.
Lately, I feel I can't find my feet. Pushing closer, my heart skips a beat, and now I'm falling. Deeper than I fly, I can't control it. Dark against the sky, it's not so black and white. It's like I told him. There's things that I can't fight. I just keep going. I just keep going. In my time, I've been dreaming of a space to really fill my place. I wish she'd seen what I had dreamed before these darker days. I thought I found my way. Quickly it fades, losing the race, closing the page. In and out, I move myself again. Time moves fast, I feel my heart beating. And now I'm falling, deeper than I fly. I can't control it. Dark against the sky, it's not so black and white. It's like I told him. There's things that I can't fight. I just keep going. I just keep going. I just keep going. I just keep going.
And we are back. 9-3 here for Boss, and they're firing on all cylinders. They're showing why they belong here in the closed qualifier and giving themselves a shot at Dallas. I think Dallas is a real opportunity for this team to get signed. And maybe they have it in them. Nouns facing down a potential lower bracket appearance. And God forbid another appearance here on the B stream would be later today. So into cave we go.
You do not want to be on the B stream on day one of qualifiers, so I'll tell you that much. It's the danger zone.
Not with Fi and Collection McHenry. No.
It's a bad place to find yourself, man. Because one of those two teams is going to be leveled.
Here we go. Into B we go. We got 5 players back square, though. Get ready for the big swing, as everyone's going to be firing. Everything is just rushed with 3, though. And maybe that just silences the round immediately as it starts. Fruit Cup does have smoke kit armor, and most importantly, a P2000 fire elemental. Can he get a 1v3? He's got about 30 seconds to do it. Bomb's really ticking away, though. And no one is giving him any fights. How annoying, says Fruit Cup.
No.
He wants a kill reward bonus, but the shots are not crisp. And that means
seeing a lot of 3-player saves on pistols, and then 3 FAMAS spies in the next, which has been very effective. But
1950 is a... I mean, the FAMAS is officially better than the Galil. It's crazy.
You think so? Is that like statistically officially, or is that just like you're announcing it as official?
Well, I'm announcing it as official. I think the precision at range the gun has now is an actual rifle.
That's fair. I mean, I like the gun quite a bit. I'm a big fan of the FAMAS, and I'm also a big fan of having options on, round 2. If a pistol's going that bad for you, to just call it a save, and that's actually viable, much more than actually just holding on to USP no armor so that you can get like an extra $300. That wasn't my favorite form of pistol round Counter-Strike, but I'm liking Rush on these pistols. He's been, on both of these CT side pistols, he got a nice multi-kill that got Nouns through it, and that round gets 3, tears up the competition. But I'm definitely, excited for this boss roster. I thought, after all of the changes, man, I wouldn't have blamed this team for hitting a big slump. I mean, we've seen in the past where they've had to deal with big roster moves and big shakeups and struggles to find their form because of it. But, I mean, they've bounced back looking, just as strong as ever since those changes here. I mean, losing Cryptic obviously felt like a big hit, but Darty as well, it was such a key piece to this team, and still being able to come out the other end, putting up resistance, making finals and in a competition, and still in the running gear to start the conversation. Enter into that upper bracket final if you close out this map. IEM Dallas.
Oh, what is happening here? Okay, Peeping does clear that test. Oh, Cryptic looking bottom mid. Oh no!
Jeez.
Suddenly, this round's weird. Come on, Rush. Hold things down. It's not great. That's a Galil down. Junior, do you feel like swinging this one? And, well, the answer to that one is yes. We'll get both running Galil, because why not? And that is the quick conversion here for Nouns. Man, I mean, talk about boss. When they lost Cryptic, I also thought this team finished. That was the reason they got to the RMR. That was the reason they were really, really competitive, like a genuine top 5 team in the region. And they stayed level despite that.
And out of all of the teams that have undergone roster changes, it looks like Boss are coming out. Besides, NRG, they're also looking for still looking like they're holding down the line, and a couple of kills to start this off as they try and speed it up towards B. So many opportunities to connect, but it's only shots landing in the favor of Boss to open up this round.
Just absolutely stacked to the max. No long smoke. I don't even think there was a short smoke in there. They wanted that fight. Peeping spams his whole mag, and Slight just says, okay, bye.
Here, hold that. Hold a couple of these.
Round still live, though. Not anymore. We do have Classia up for the 1v4. Oh, my God. Both players knife out. Classia faster on the draw, though. 14 HP. He had a 1v1 just about this low, but oh, his escape is being held by Slight, and there's no headshot there. And that is all. 10 and double digits for Boss. Still just a dry run into the B site. It's got me asking some questions.
Yeah, I mean, and a dry run in, not without the opportunity to find some of those shots and get some OD picks, but do you really want to test Boss and their individuals without the power of that execute, without a flashbang, you know? And as you said, I'm right there with you. Some question marks around this game plan here. Question mark of how long Nouns can stay afloat on Ancient, because if they're out of this one, you know, credit to the Classia bomb plant in that last round. If they don't get away with the limited firepower that they have in this round, they're not going to have a lot of life left in this series overall.
They have to win this. This is a concession to 12 rounds. Peeping needs a miracle through the smoke, not to be. And he does get one. Okay. Flashbang back in as well. Cryptic scene. Slight holding. Steps forward. He gets his headshot. Doesn't want to fall back, though. Kind of blocked by his teammate there.
He wasn't making out of there. Not a chance. There is no escape. And that's a complete roadblock. Snav holding on here.
Timing.
Yeah, caught on a miserable timing and not healthy enough. Either way, though, this is going to allow for an avenue to open up towards A. There's going to be no resistance, and Nouns going to capitalize on that fact. This utility here.
He's gonna go for it.
Off. Yeah, they're speeding this one up.
Yeah, flank in from Donut is late, though. Smoke onto the bomb. And Wolfie does convert this one kill. Needs this next on a Junior. He does. Now the defuse. Fruit Cup getting onto it. Now Wolfie has to be next in line. He's sticking all the way, and Classia gets it. 10 HP. And Nouns win the mandatory one. Full force buy. They have a success. They're in the game.
I mean, what a massive victory right there. And that's, you know, 2 rounds here that Classia has been called upon to bring through a clutch. Once on Dust2, when they tied it up at 10s. And obviously you had that tech pause shortly after, and then they still closed it out. So it was still a needed round there for Nouns then. But here and now, we knew the implications of that. Getting sent to an eco. Allowing Boss to claim likely match point, series point at that matter. A huge difference though now as they force that CT side economy down low. The pressure right back on Boss with limited tools, but a good amount of numbers.
Hello there. Snav is actually able to escape.
Unscathed.
That somehow. Now everyone's swinging in through cave. They're swinging past Rush's angle. But the MP9 of Wolfie doesn't find a fortunate headshot. Freshie is more lucky here, but again, that MP9 just not working. Famas better.
There's your example. He was also crouching, right? So that's relevant to the nerf. What about the P250? That gun's pretty good. AK recovered for Slight. They look kind of off, but in reality, he's inching forward and peeping false as well. Surely not.
This is unwinnable. He has no kit.
Yeah, you're right. He's gonna bail towards the bomb site so that he can retake.
No, he's not winning this. He's running away, and he's about to get cut off here by what? Okay, I was about to say by Junior. Yeah, he just spammed him, I think, down to like 10 HP.
Shout out to Slight for that one right there, man. I just accidentally unplugged my headset twice, but we're good. We're so bad.
You don't already play Counter-Strike with your headset unplugged? I thought that's how we did it down here.
You know, all that audio cue is just extra stimulation to take your attention away from your crosshair, which matters most. Now it's turning up the heat on this B site. A lot of mollies already tossed in to get into this deep cave positioning here for Cryptic. That's mission accomplished, and Boss not really offering up a lot of countermeasures just yet, but I don't think that's going to remain true here for too long. I think at some point you're going to want to see some of this aggression on the CT side get active, and that's going to be Snav's job at the moment.
He's going to step forward, sees a utility flying over, and therefore spots 2 players in the doors. But how did Freshie just die? Don't know, don't matter. Slight misses the first shot, and he's dead because of it. Risky off angle. Punish for it. Advanced angle from Rush. And he taps out Snav.
Oh.
Rush has got a double. He can frag. And Nouns are not dead yet.
Oh, Rush has revived them here. A lot of big impact moments. Got them the victory on both pistols. So it didn't really matter all that much in the first half, but this second it certainly does. A huge 3K opening to give them the opportunity to move back over towards that A side and do it with efficiency. Don't lose anybody. Don't require a trade. This is a huge step up from Rush. I mean, oftentimes isn't quite the player that you'd expect big numbers out of for this Nouns squad, but as I said, he can deliver in clutch moments, and he can, you know, bring in a lot of good supportive element. Right now, he's just firing up and getting them this comeback.
Terrorists win.
We have a full, a mostly force buyback. Freshie down to 600. And Fruit Cup bringing in an A1S to this round. They can win this round. They can seriously win this round.
Threw
and now
4 or 5 flashes over, and yeah, I mean they're on the chance on the board here. They grab the gun as well and fall back.
There's no way. There's 4 players, nearly 5 here on A. That need to break through, seeing the top of the head, behind the box. Peeping nose. That's
smoke disrupt him, though. It's gonna isolate him.
That's critical. Wolfie has to be ready for a boost. Now peeping has been seen, but there's no way that Nouns can force fight. They have to dry swing everything.
There's a flank coming up as well.
Yeah, Snap has revealed himself with a MAC-10. Everyone has been boxed in for Nouns. It is a literal 3v5 on the A site. They have to hit every shot. They can't afford to lose a single duel. Peeping, moonwalking, and right into Fruit Cup. Everyone swings through the smoke. Power in numbers, Junior. Get your running shoes on. He's out of there trying to save. And they've done it on the pistols.
Don't even care about really him holding on to this op for now. And keep that if you want. Boss unfazed right there completely. That whole setup as well. You look at how many flashes, you can just hear it, that they threw initially to open things up towards B. Take that early opening duel. then the Molotov to disrupt any sort of aggression out of A main, and then you're on a 3v5, and then you give over 2 rifles to the CT side. And that at that point, when the flank comes through and Snav boxes you up, you know what's around that corner. Boss just suffocate Nouns out of that round completely. Set of pistols on this one. It's 3 AKs. It's max utility for Boss, every tool that you could ask for. And that's a round that could be the difference maker here in this series overall, from a comeback effort to a quick shutdown from Boss and a 2-0. So now it's have to get right back on track here. They're thrown into the thick of it once again.
They won that mandatory force buy, but then they lost the pistols to again put them on the ropes. But that's a great start. Junior on to Freshy. Players in the middle of the open, though, disrespecting the red room. And Wolfie survives. He dodges an op shot. Snav gets a pick onto Cryptic.
Oh no.
Oh, more missed op shots. You gotta connect these, Junior. Not like this. Double setup here in the cave.
Oh my
and
god.
And he peeks perfectly. Plays the mini game just right. And a 2 versus 4.
It's a non-starter. I mean, again, but they're boxed in right now. In cave, even worse, even more condensed. No escape as Wolfie has the cutoff. Into the low HP Fruit Cup, to be fair. Rush will win, and nice coverage from Junior. Wait a second. There might just be hope yet. But you still have to get past Nav. You know he's on location. You know he's on the scene. He's going to give over space with 15 seconds left. It's going to be a little chaotic here for Nouns. And they've got to communicate it effectively from 2 long-standing teammates. But you can't sneak past Nav, as Boss are on their way here to the upper bracket finals, looking to breeze past Nouns.
Beautiful reposition there from Snav out towards that A ramp, or rather B ramp. As you may think, oh, he's just playing far back and square, waiting for his teammate to group up. And instead, Snap is a playmaker. Still attack timeout called in from Boss, a round that should have been clean and shouldn't have come down to Snap getting a quad. Left to assemble one more to put down Nouns and send them to the lower bracket. NRG, I believe, are still battling Marsborn. They did take map number 1, and map 2 is looking good for NRG. All things said, if things continue, we have Boss and NRG in the upper.
Yeah, I mean, at this rate here, and what an incredible victory it would be to start off the conversation here. Boss in a revenge match there, a repeat match of that finals of CCT, trying to get a return effort. And, you know, this one, obviously, as we've highlighted, is ranked, so all the more important. Not only ranked as a qualifier, you get to, you know, collect your spot at IEM Dallas. That's where the pressure going to be applied, and that's where, you know, Boss get to go back to the drawing board, look at what went wrong last series and try and adapt. So that's a matchup that I'm sure they're looking forward to. Obviously, Nouns looking to still hang in there. Task here of this fake right now for Cryptic. And Junior just trying to sell this play over towards the A side. But they're not budging. They're not even rotating. They're trusting in Slight's ability. And for good reason.
And now 3 players up the B ramp, and Freshy nearly gets them all. Classy alone. He'll plant on the site safely, in parentheses. As there you go. The wall bangs eventually find him. And now a 2v4 retake. Make it 1. Junior. Dead. Fruit Cup. All headshots all the way. This guy's so good. All a Boss. The same. They're going to take this series convincingly 2-0 and advance into the upper.
I mean, that just was a absolute clinic coming up from Boss. A full team effort in map number 2. You had your hero moments. You had your individual step-ups for sure. But what I just saw overall was a great T-side